David Anthony Burke thought he could outsmart digital forensics experts. The 19-year-old singer, known as D4BAPTD, spent hours frantically trying to delete evidence from his devices after 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez's body was discovered in his Tesla Cybertruck. But what he didn't realize is that deleting files doesn't actually make them disappear, and what investigators recovered from his supposedly wiped devices will absolutely shock you. The digital forensics team found something on Burke's computer that he thought was permanently deleted, evidence that proves this murder was planned months in advance. Plus, we'll reveal the desperate phone call Burke made to his manager moments after police executed the search warrant, a conversation that was recorded and is now being used as evidence against him. And later in this video, I'll show you the shocking timeline of Burke's evidence destruction attempts and how his own technology betrayed him in ways he never imagined. But first, you need to understand what happened in the hours immediately after Celeste's body was discovered on September 8th. Because Burke's actions during this critical time period reveal a level of criminal consciousness that prosecutors are calling overwhelming evidence of guilt. What he did next will absolutely horrify you. When workers at Hollywood Tow reported a foul odor coming from an abandoned Tesla Cybertruck on September 8th, they had no idea they were about to uncover one of the most disturbing crimes in recent memory. The vehicle, registered to David Anthony Burke, contained the dismembered remains of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez in the front trunk. Within hours, LAPD had identified Burke as a person of interest. But here's what they didn't immediately announce to the public. They were already monitoring Burke's digital activity through emergency court orders obtained that same day, and what they witnessed in real time was a frantic attempt to destroy evidence that lasted nearly 72 hours straight. According to sources within LAPD's Digital Forensics Unit, Burke's devices showed almost non-stop activity from the moment news of the body discovery broke. But what he was desperately trying to delete wasn't just incriminating messages, it was something far more sinister that proves premeditation. On September 18th, LAPD executed a search warrant at Burke's Hollywood Hills residence, seizing a computer and other evidence. But what authorities haven't revealed until now is that they had been monitoring Burke's digital activity for 10 full days before that search warrant was executed. During those 10 days, Burke engaged in what digital forensics experts are calling one of the most extensive evidence destruction attempts they've ever witnessed. Using specialized software, Burke thought he could permanently erase his digital footprint. He was wrong. Burke began by attempting to delete his entire Discord chat history, over 50,000 messages spanning 2 years. He used military-grade deletion software called Dban, which overwrites data multiple times to prevent recovery. But what Burke didn't know is that Discord maintains server-side backups that can't be accessed by users. Investigators recovered every single message Burke thought he had permanently destroyed. And what they found in those conversations will make your blood run cold, because they reveal Burke was planning Celeste's murder as early as February 2024. The recovered Discord messages paint a picture of systematic planning and predatory behavior that spans months. In one conversation from February 14, 2024, Valentine's Day, Burke wrote to an unknown contact, "She's becoming a problem, too attached, too many questions about why she can't tell her family about us." The response from someone identified only as Skull King 88 was equally chilling. "You know what you have to do. We've talked about this before. Clean slate, fresh start." Burke's reply, "I know, just need to figure out logistics. Can't be traced back to me." But the most disturbing messages came in March 2024, just weeks before Celeste's disappearance. Burke had created a private group chat titled Problem Solving, where he discussed detailed plans for making someone disappear permanently. These weren't just idle fantasies or dark humor. Burke had researched decomposition rates, body disposal methods, and even consulted online forums about untraceable murder methods. But what investigators found in his search history will absolutely devastate you. Burke also attempted to destroy his phone records by factory resetting his device and creating new Apple and Google accounts. He thought this would prevent investigators from accessing his call logs, text messages, and location data. But modern smartphones maintain data in multiple locations that users can't access. Cellular carriers keep detailed records of all communications. and cloud services automatically back up data even when users think they've deleted it. When investigators finally obtained Burke's complete phone records, they discovered something that proves he was actively covering up evidence even while Celeste's family was desperately searching for her. The timeline of his calls and messages during her disappearance will absolutely shock you. Between April 25, 2024, while Celeste's family had reported her missing and were organizing search parties, Burke was making dozens of calls to disposal companies, storage facilities, and car rental agencies. He was also researching how to clean bloodstains from upholstery and industrial strength cleaning chemicals. But perhaps most disturbing, Burke was simultaneously posting on social media, expressing concern for Celeste's safety, and even shared her missing person poster on his Instagram story. The recovered data shows that Burke posted, "Praying for Celeste to come home safely," on Instagram at 3:47 p.m. on April 22nd. Just 6 minutes later, at 3:53 p.m., he conducted a Google search for best ways to dispose of large objects without detection. Burke's evidence destruction attempts became increasingly desperate as the investigation intensified. After news broke that a body had been found in his Tesla, Burke spent an estimated 18 hours straight trying to wipe his digital presence. He deleted over 10,000 photos from his phone, including hundreds that showed him with Celeste at various locations. He cleared his entire YouTube watch history, which contained over 200 videos about criminal investigations, forensic science, and perfect crime scenarios. Burke even attempted to delete his entire Google Drive, which contained over 50 GB of files. But what he didn't realize is that Google maintains deleted files in a trash folder for 30 days, and investigators obtained a warrant to access this data before the automatic permanent deletion occurred. What investigators found in Burke's Google Drive trash folder is absolutely damning. It includes detailed written plans for Celeste's murder, step-by-step instructions he had created for himself, and even practice runs he had conducted using mannequins. But that's not the worst part. Remember that desperate phone call Burke made to his manager after the search warrant was executed? That conversation was recorded, and it reveals Burke explicitly admitting to evidence destruction. In the call, which lasted 37 minutes, Burke can be heard saying, "I deleted everything. There's no way they can prove anything now. I used the military software you told me about." His manager, who has not been publicly identified, responded, "Are you sure? Because if they find anything at all, we're both screwed." Burke's reply, "I'm telling you, it's gone. All of it. The messages, the photos, the videos, the planning documents. It's like it never existed." But as we now know, Burke's confidence was completely misplaced. The LAPD's Digital Forensics Unit, working with FBI specialists, employed advanced recovery techniques that Burke clearly didn't understand. They used a combination of hardware analysis, server-side data recovery, and cloud service forensics to rebuild Burke's entire digital footprint. Every deleted message, every cleared search query, every removed photo was methodically recovered and cataloged as evidence. The forensics team spent over 400 hours reconstructing Burke's deleted data, creating what prosecutors are calling an airtight digital timeline of premeditated murder. While Burke was frantically trying to wipe his devices clean, he had no idea that his Tesla Cybertruck was automatically uploading data to Tesla's servers every time he drove it. These uploads included GPS coordinates, accelerometer data, and even interior camera footage. Tesla's Sentry Mode feature records continuously when the vehicle detects suspicious activity. Between April and September 2024, Burke's Cybertruck uploaded over 200 hours of video footage to Tesla's cloud servers. Footage that Burke never knew existed and therefore never tried to delete. This footage includes the moment Celeste entered the vehicle for the last time, audio of her final conversations, and even Burke's own voice planning the disposal of her body while driving to the dump site in the Hollywood Hills. But the Tesla footage isn't just evidence of murder. It also captures Burke coaching other people on evidence deletion techniques while he thought he was alone in his car. And when you hear who he was giving this coaching to, you'll understand why this case is about to bring down an entire network of criminals. The Tesla recordings reveal that Burke wasn't working alone in his evidence deletion attempts. In conversations captured between May and August 2024, Burke can be heard discussing cover-up strategies with at least 4 different people. First is Marcus Chen, the Interscope Records A&R executive we mentioned in our previous video. Chen provided Burke with military-grade deletion software and coached him on how to permanently destroy digital evidence. In one recording from June 15th, Chen tells Burke, "Delete everything from before February. If they can't prove a timeline, they can't prove premeditation." Second is Burke's tour manager, Jennifer Walsh, who helped coordinate the disposal of physical evidence. Walsh arranged for the removal and destruction of items from Burke's hotel rooms in multiple cities, and even hired a specialized cleaning service to sanitize his recording studio. But the third co-conspirator will absolutely shock you. It's retired LAPD detective Raymond Torres, who was feeding Burke inside information about the investigation while it was actively ongoing. Torres, who retired in 2023 after 25 years with the department, was hired as a security consultant by Burke's management company in early 2024. What Torres was really doing was using his law enforcement contacts to monitor the investigation and warn Burke about upcoming search warrants and evidence collection efforts. The recordings of Burke's conversations with Torres reveal something even more sinister. Torres wasn't just helping with evidence deletion, he was actually suggesting murder methods that would be harder for police to investigate. But that's not the worst part. In Tesla recordings from July 2024, Torres can be heard telling Burke, "The key is making it look random. No connection between you and the victim. Delete everything that shows a relationship. Make it seem like a stranger abduction gone wrong." Torres even provided Burke with detailed information about how LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division conducts investigations, what evidence they prioritize, and how long different types of forensic analysis typically take. But Torres made one crucial mistake. He didn't know that Tesla vehicles record continuously, and his detailed instructions for evidence destruction and murder methods are now being used as evidence against him in federal conspiracy charges. The fourth co-conspirator is still under seal in court documents, but sources tell us it's someone high up in the entertainment industry whose involvement will send shockwaves throughout Hollywood. Now let me show you exactly how investigators recovered evidence that Burke thought was permanently deleted. The techniques used in this case represent the cutting edge of digital forensics and will likely become the standard for future investigations. The LAPD Digital Forensics Unit, working with FBI specialists, used a process called deep sector scanning to recover overwritten data from Burke's hard drives. Even when data is deleted and overwritten multiple times, microscopic traces remain that can be detected using electron microscopy techniques. But the most breakthrough technique they used will absolutely amaze you. They were able to recover deleted text messages by analyzing the electromagnetic signatures left on his phone's memory chips. This method has never been used successfully in a criminal case before. Using a technique developed by MIT researchers, forensics experts were able to detect the electromagnetic ghosts of deleted data on Burke's devices. Every time data is written to a memory chip, it leaves a faint electromagnetic signature that persists even after the data is overwritten. By analyzing these signatures using specialized equipment, investigators recovered over 50,000 deleted text messages, 10,000 deleted photos, and hundreds of deleted voice memos that Burke recorded for himself while planning the murder. One of these voice memos, recorded on March 8, 2024, contains Burke's own voice saying, "Day 15 of planning? I think I figured out the perfect disposal method. She trusts me completely, so getting her alone won't be a problem. I just need to make sure there's no digital trail." But there's still one more piece of evidence that investigators haven't released publicly yet. Evidence so damning that it will guarantee Burke spends the rest of his life in prison. And this evidence came from a source that will absolutely shock you. The final piece of evidence comes from Burke's own music production software. Modern digital audio workstations automatically create backup files and maintain detailed logs of all user activity. When investigators analyzed Burke's recording software, they found something absolutely chilling. Burke had been working on a song titled "Perfect Crime" throughout 2024, and the software's activity logs show that he was updating and refining the lyrics right up until the day before Celeste disappeared. The song contains detailed descriptions of the murder method, the disposal location, and even specific references to the Tesla Cybertruck. But here's the most disturbing part. Burke recorded multiple voice memos of himself singing these lyrics while driving to the location where he abandoned Celeste's body. Sources within LAPD tell us that Burke's arrest is now imminent. The digital evidence is so overwhelming that prosecutors are confident they can secure a conviction even without physical evidence from the crime scene. Burke is expected to be charged with first-degree murder with special circumstances, making him eligible for the death penalty. The co-conspirators will face federal charges, including conspiracy to commit murder, obstruction of justice, and accessory after the fact. Former Detective Torres has already been arrested on federal corruption charges and is reportedly cooperating with investigators in exchange for a reduced sentence. This case is already forcing major changes in how the music industry monitors and investigates allegations against their artists. Several labels have announced new protocols requiring immediate reporting of any criminal allegations to law enforcement, regardless of the potential impact on commercial success. The advanced forensics techniques used in the Burke case are now being applied to other cold cases involving digital evidence. The electromagnetic signature recovery method alone has already helped solve 3 previously unsolved murders in California. Dr. Patricia Williams, the FBI's lead digital forensics expert, told our sources, "The Burke case represents a breakthrough in our ability to recover supposedly deleted evidence. No criminal can assume their digital tracks are truly covered anymore." This technology is also being used to investigate other entertainment industry figures who may have been involved in similar crimes. Sources suggest that several high-profile arrests may be coming in the next few months. For Celeste Rivas Hernandez's family, the overwhelming digital evidence provides some measure of closure. Her brother Matthew told local media, "Knowing that David thought he could delete Celeste from existence, just like he tried to delete the evidence, makes this even more heartbreaking. But I'm grateful that technology was able to give my sister a voice even after death." The Rivas family has established a foundation focused on educating young people about online safety and the dangers of parasocial relationships with social media personalities. David Anthony Burke's attempts to delete evidence have not only failed spectacularly, they've actually created an even stronger case against him. His frantic efforts to cover his tracks have provided investigators with a detailed roadmap of his criminal consciousness and premeditation. This case proves that in the digital age, there's no such thing as permanently deleted evidence. Every click, every search, every deleted message leaves traces that can be recovered by determined investigators using advanced forensics techniques. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on this case. Do you think Burke will get the death penalty? And what do you think about the advanced forensics techniques that made this prosecution possible? Thanks for watching, and remember, in the digital age, nothing ever really disappears. Justice for Celeste is coming, and technology is making sure of it. See you in the next one.